Welcome to the Spaceless Realms Podcast. And today we will be speaking about the laws of the universe and power, how to grow from limited thinking to unboundless potential and growth. I'm here with Kalki, my brother. So welcome.
Yo, it's always a pleasure. I got the full paramilitary gear on for today, so we're talking power. So this is one way. This is a good way to start, actually. And a lot of power in this realm, which is very illusory, this two-dimensional, three-dimensional holographic realm that we live in. Power, a lot of the power that we have and that we're given has to do with a certain appearance. So right now, I wield a certain amount of power. This is not none of this was made on purpose. By the way, I just happened to be a little bit colder today, so I put on my paramilitary vest. This is a $3,000 Nomex 3 paramilitary vest. You
Oh,
wear one of those. This is fireproof, frostproof, tearproof, partially bulletproof.
wow.
So it's
Holy.
crazy because you wear a vest like that, and I never get harassed by police. I very rarely get harassed by anybody in positions of authority because they look at me with the turban and this vest. And this is not why I wear it. I just wear it because I like the outfit.
Yeah, man, it
But
looks good. I like it a lot.
yeah, but it's
Looks
very
sharp.
interesting because it wields a certain amount of power that comes with it. Because paramilitary outranks the military. That means it outranks the police, it outranks the military, it outranks people in administration levels in society. So a lot of people will just assume I'm a paramilitary recruit, like a Navy SEAL or something like that. And when I drive, I only drive bulletproof cop cars. So police cars, that's another way in which you can actually wield a certain amount of power. But the idea of power and powerlessness, most of it comes from energy. Now there's a certain amount of residual energy that comes in those clothes, in that outfit, in that appearance. But the energy itself that is where power, the root of where power is wielded, actually has to do with your kinetic energy, but also has to do with centralized currency. So currency, current energy, a current of energy comes from the money that we manage. So people wonder sometimes why certain people that are not necessarily the kind of people you would expect to have a lot of power have a lot of power. It's based on centralized currency. So centralized currency itself is based off of counterfeiting and is based off of world banks controlling all the energetic input and output. So it was very interesting to consider those aspects of power because a lot of people feel powerless in a centralized society because they don't have enough currency, enough money
Hmm.
to feel like they're in their power. But you can be in your power by being a free person, by being a free man, a free woman, a free person, by being your true self. And that can come through business cards, it can come through outfits, it can come through haircuts, through a certain hat that you're wearing. There's ways to wield power in a centralized currency economy that are possible to wield with very small amounts of currency or practically none.
Hmm. What do you think about the law of giving and receiving? Like how much?
Very important as well. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a
Yeah.
quintessential point because the more you give, the more you will receive. But then, in a globalized sense, you have to realize once you're giving, you don't want to give in order to receive more. You want to give so that the whole world is wealthier. So once you
Ah.
give and you realize that when people give back and they're paying it forward, they're giving to you as well through that gift. Then you realize you wield an immense amount of power because that's community power.
Wow, that's that's powerful. I really like how you said that.
Mhm. In indigenous traditions, Potlatch, the richest chief, the most famous chief in all the land, whether it was a chiefess or a chief, whether it was male, female, non binary, two spirit, the most famous chief was the one who gave away the most at the potlatch. So potlatches were displays where people would come together, giant feasts, giant parties, if you want to put it that way, where the person who was the most famous and the most influential gave away the most gifts. So it's the opposite of a capitalist economy.
Wow. How does the consciousness work where, say, if you are flat broke, but then like say like $2,000 just like lands in your pocket. How does that shift work in the consciousness where you're broke, but then your whole life can change? within just that way of
Well,
thinking?
I'm in a very good position to talk about that because I was flat broke about 2 days ago, and Alexander from Germany actually just hit me up with $1,300 for my entire collection, and now I feel like I'm extremely rich. The shift in consciousness operates because the idea in the collective consciousness of what money is comes from the idea of centralized currency. So once you're used, it's like being on a Monopoly board game. When you're broke, you can't really do anything. You can't buy hotels. You can't do anything. But when you're on that Monopoly board game, especially in a real life situation, and you get 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million, suddenly that money shifts your consciousness because you're in a collective hallucination where everybody is based off of that currency. So you're like, aha, I'm rich. But if somebody told you the economy crashed yesterday, the money's worth nothing,
Yeah.
based on the game's parameters, suddenly you wouldn't feel rich. You'd say, wait, no, I could go out. And they'd be like, no, you can't go out anywhere. Everything is shut down. The stores aren't selling anything to anyone. And you'd say, so my money's worth nothing. Then suddenly that money, even if you had 1 million in your bank account, you'd feel poor.
Yeah. So so if you can imagine it, it's basically already yours and you already have it within your grasp. And there is a version of you that exists within this infinite existence that is abundant, prosperous, and in all of those attributes. How would how would,
Exactly.
how would like, for example, when you think of something, it's a lot different from actually going through the process and experiencing that kind of growth. So how would like I feel like just using your imagination is key to be able to imagine the destiny that you want to create. What would you
It
say about
definitely is.
yeah, what would you say about imagination? I want to hear you speak deeper using your imagination for growth.
Well, imagination is key because belief is key. So if you
Mm,
believe in something, you will achieve it. But you have to apply the actions, the steps that are necessary for that. And as your belief has to turn into action. So, imagination, if you have no imagination, you can trick people, you can plagiarize, you can scam your way up to the top. In this society, in a capitalist society, it's possible. But at the end of the day, people with imagination will always be more rich in a quantum sense. So, imagination is the key to
mhm.
practically anything. So for me, for example, I've had a lot of imagination in my life as an artist. I've been very prolific, very productive. And I haven't been rich in the ways that people would assume richness is, but some people would say you are because I have 300 acres of land, I have 3 houses, I can barely afford to pay my bills, but I have precious artifacts, I have sacred stones, gems, jewelry, I have art. I have enough that if I was centralized in that sense and I decided to sell everything I had, I'd be a multimillionaire.
Mm, mm, mm. How does one break
So,
down? What were you gonna say?
no, I was just going to say imagination to tie it in with imagination. Imagination, creativity. If you think of your dreams, you can dream about anything. You
Yeah.
can imagine anything in your dreams. There's no limit. The sky isn't even the limit. So if you can bring the energy of your creative imagination in your dreams into this realm, you're infinite, you're boundless.
Ah, I like that. Mm, mm. Yeah, literally living the dream.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Huh. How would
Don't
one
just dream about your life, live your dreams.
don't dream about your life, live your dreams. Damn, that should be like on a plaque and put up on the wall.
I have that in my house. That's why I spoke that. But it's in French.
How do you say it in French?
Give me a second. I'll tell you what it is on that. Um, Mieux vaut vivre ses rêves que de rêver sa vie. Better live
Yo.
your dreams than to dream your life.
Wow. Wow. Is there anything else that you want to add? Like, do you want to talk about anything else that we can add into this?
Hmm. Well, I would say don't trust those books out there. There's so many books.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not saying all of them, but
Yeah.
there's so many books that'll tell you like the 48 laws of power. But most of those books about power, they're ruthless. They're made based on a capitalist society. They're
Yeah.
based on capitalizing on other people and exploiting them in order to achieve power. So
Yeah.
I would say trust your own intuition, trust the power that's within you, trust the power of your creative imagination, trust what you love to do in life. But if anyone ever tells you, if any book, any person, anyone, any intuition ever tells you, you can make money, but you won't do what you love, don't trust that. Do what you love and the money will come. Trust me on that one.
Hmm. Wow. Thank you. That's powerful.
No, thank you.
All right, we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day. So thank you to everyone who tuned in, and thank you for
Salute.
everything that. Yeah, salute. I love it. I love the vibe. Yeah. So yeah, thank you to everyone, and thank you to the cosmos. Thank you to our ancestors and everything. I bless the space, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Likewise. Peace.